Hi guys, Lori here. So apparently my book on haul videos are really popular. So I decided to do another set of them because I'm in the process of cleaning out my sheds out in the back. And I found a lot of books that I just don't think I'm gonna read, or books that I just don't need physical copies of. So yeah, this might be a long video because I have like 3 boxes, but let's get into it. A lot of these are like convention picks or like books I got for free or books I got from garage sales. I am a really, really bad garage sale hunter, so that's why I have most of these. First is Lightness by C.A. Higgins, and I think that this was a science fiction novel. It's even signed to me, but I got this maybe my first Comic-Con that I went to. And yeah, I never felt the need to read it instead because it's a hardback and it is signed to me, so. I wish I knew someone that had the name of Laura because I would just give them all my signed books. This one is 100,000 Worlds, and I think this was a YA novel, but with a mom lead. Just didn't seem super interesting. Again, those were convention picks. I also, Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. These books are so massive, and I often don't read paperback copies, like these paperbacks. So if I ever really do want to dive into the series, I would probably get them on my Kindle just because I think they're easier to read and they take up less space on my shelves. And then I got Maeve Binchy's A Week in Winter. This is a friend of mine got this a while ago. He really thought I liked romance books. I don't like romance books, so. And then there's a lot of these. The Eighth Confession by James Patterson. This is part of the Women's Murder Club. And I really did like the first 4, and then I just fell off the train. So, but I do have a lot of these. So a lot of these I am getting rid of. And this one is Sarah's Key by Tayana Darasnan. I really wanted to read this, but again, if I really want to read it, I'll just pick it up from the library. It's another historical fiction novel. This is Demigods and Monsters, and this was like a novel. It was about various essays about the Percy Jackson series, and I just, for some reason, just never got around to reading it. And it's also not official, so all of my companion books I do read, but they're all by Rick Riordan himself. The next one is The Jewel by Amy Ewing. I got this at my first ever Comic-Con 4 years ago, and I just never got around to reading it. A lot of these books, I was waiting for the perfect moment to read them, and I just never came along. So I'm going to really try to be good this year when I go to the new conventions, and if I want to read a book, I'm just going to read it. I don't care if it comes out in January. I am going to read it. I'm going to take Super Space Chick's advice and read books in the order that I want to. So thanks, Kristen, for that tip. Inferno by Dan Brown. I do really like these books, but again, if I really do want this, I will get it from the library. Seeker is by William Nicholson. I think I got this for a Christmas present from somebody. It sounded really interesting, but if I do want to read it, I will just get it from the library. Iron Queen by Julie Kagawa. I actually have 2 copies of this, so I will be keeping my other copy, and I'm giving away this one. I'm also giving away The Third Twin, which sounded really interesting, but there's another book that sounds super similar, and I decided to keep that one. And then The Ferryman, Life, Death, Love, What Would You Choose? This I got as a blind book pick, and it just did not capture me. How to Save a Life by Sarah Zarr is a book that I have had since I was in college. I think high school, maybe. Ooh, I still have Long Island University stuff. That's how long I've had this book. And I've tried to read it a bunch of times, and it just never clicked. So. And then The 12th of Never, which is another murder mystery club. I think I got this from Unique, which is a flea market near where I live. My mom actually works there. Edith Hamilton Mythology. If I do want to read this, I will probably just get the audiobook. Blindside, which I do love the movie, and if I do ever want to read this, I'll probably get the audiobook. And Green Riders by Kristen Britton. This was definitely a free book that I got at a convention. Allison's Adventures in Wonderland. My friend actually got this to me, but now I have like 4 copies of this from, I think I got a copy from a friend of mine, and then I got another copy from Owl Crate, so I decided to get rid of this edition. And then I also I'm going to get rid of Fractured. I think you guys saw my other one where I got rid of the first book in this series, and I did win this in a Hype giveaway, and it is signed to me. I just never got around to reading it in like a timely fashion. And Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. This was the first arc I ever picked up. I actually went to Comic-Con in 2014. I mean, BookCon 2014 is the first time I went to Comic-Con. So yeah, I just never got around to reading it. I did not hear the best things about it. So this is box 1. 2. The first book is The Duff by Coding Keplinger. I did find the movie really cute, but I know that the book and the movie like have nothing to do with each other, so just not interested. These 2 are books when I worked on that site that I didn't have the best experience for, and they were arcs that she sent me that I didn't really want, and that is Gap Life and Cat King of Havana, which are arcs. So again, they came out I think like 2 years ago. And then this is Jill Salvis's The Trouble with Mistletoe. If I really feel the need to read this book, or once I start her series, I will just grab it from the library. And then I'm also getting rid of In 27 Days is another arc, and House of Ash. I just, again, did not get around to reading these in a timely fashion. That's kind of how I made my decisions. If these books, like, don't sound interesting, and I just don't think I'm going to read them anytime soon, I'm just getting rid of them. And The Joiner King, which is a Star Wars novel. I have, like, 1 or 2 Star Wars novels that I kept, but the older ones, I just not that interested in. I think I got that as a gift when I was student teaching. This one's signed to me, right? Yeah. Alright, I actually do have to keep this one because this one's signed to me. But I am getting rid of Unbreakable by Cami Garcia. I am excited to read her contemporary novels, though. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I have heard so many good things about this series, but I really don't like these paperbacks, so if I want it, I will probably just get it from the library. Juniors, I won this from Penguin like last year, and the concept just does not sound that interesting, but I won it, so. And then Renegade Red, you guys saw the other book. This one's actually signed to me, but I picked it up as a whirlwind pick when I was at BookCon, and I met the author and everything. It just didn't sound something I would pick up. And then I also am getting rid of the Janitors, because this is like the 3rd book in a series, and I really don't want to get book 1 and book 2, and my kids won't read a book out of order, so sadly, gonna go to the donation bin. And also Soulless by Gail Carriger. I do really want to read her YA series, but this series has a lot of books and I'm just not interested. And Fate of Flames by Sarah Rugler is another arc that I got at B-Fest in 2016 and just sadly did not get around to reading in a timely fashion. And then I'm also getting rid of What Would Emma Do, which is like a Emma, like a Emma Persuasion or like a Emma retelling. So sadly, just it was $1. I have so many other contemporaries I want to read this summer. This is just not high on the list. And then Magic Bites, which is one of the Kate Daniels novels. I have the other 3 in here. I got it at like a book box, and I just, again, long series, not gonna read. The Coincidence of Callie and Caden. If I really want to read a romance, I'll probably wind up picking up from the library, or I'll probably just read my contemporary YA books that I have on my shelves. And also Midwife by Chris Bulgin. I do want to check out the TV show, but the book just did not capture me. These books are gonna fall. There we go. And it was gonna happen. And then Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld. I found this book signed. It's not even signed to me. It's signed from someone else, but I just not super interested. And I will say, I have been collecting books since I was like in high school, so a lot of these just have been a while. Another historical fiction one is The Accidental Empress by Alison Pateki. Again, if I do want to read it, I'll get it from the library or on my Kindle from the library. I Will Save You by Matt De La Pena. I know that I do have a couple of books by him on my Kindle that I really am excited for. He was supposed to be at like a book signing, and he got sick, so he didn't come, so I didn't wind up getting this signed, so I told you I have a book buying problem. And then Magic Burns was another Kate Daniels novel. Fairy Tale in New York. Yeah, just not that interested anymore. Alice in Richmond, I think I was just keeping this because honestly, it was the first book I ever got signed, the first author that I ever met, and it just has sentimental value, but I probably won't read it again. The Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Wait for You by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and Jane and the Genius of Place. So that is box 2. Box number 3 is a box of books that I've had forever. So I have most of the books in this series. Ooh, they're all fell because they're all these paperback copies that I hate. And it's a lot of the books. I think I have like 9 of these books in the Wizard's First Rule series. So yeah, I'm getting rid of most of them. They are books you really need to focus on reading, and I really just don't want to go back into it. I think I read the first 2 books. So this is that set that I'm getting rid of. This is the other set. This is when Borders was going out of business that I picked these up. So you know how long I've had these books for. And then I've also sometimes have got doubles. I got, this is The Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon. Picked up a lot of these over the years. And this is another Terry Goodkind, Soul of Fire. Temple of the Wind. Faith of the Fallen. Told you, this is digging deep into my collection, guys. And then this is Dragonfly and Amber. I actually am up to this book, but if I do want it, I'll probably, at first I have to re-listen to book 1, which is going to take me like 27 hours. Then I'm going to probably venture to read this or just read it because those audiobooks are massive. These books are massive too, so I don't know how I want to experience it, or even if I do want to experience it. This book is The Firefly Cross, which I don't even know what number this is. This shows that I'm not really an Outlander fan, as of yet anyway. And this is a book we got last year at BookCon, The Horse Dancer by Jojo Moyes. I haven't read anything by Jojo Moyes, but I do want to eventually. The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. I was so excited for this series when I heard that Emma Watson was going to, like, star in it, but I think that ship has long passed, and I just never read past book 1. It was like the book that, like, we all thought J.K. Rowling wrote, and it did not turn out to be that, so alas. And then Unwind by Neil Shusterman. I got this, I think it was like a movie, and I just never got around to reading it. I know it's a really long series. There are some Neil Shusterman series that I do want to read. Like, I really want to read Scythe and Thunderhead, and another series that I put on my list that Reagan from Peruse Project recommended, but not that series. And I do love E. Lockhart, but I don't think I'm going to read this book, and it's A Treasure Map of Boys. I do love her thrillers, though. And then I have another copy of, I have 2 copies of this book, so I'm getting rid of the one that I got at, like, a garage sale, because my friend Sarah got me a complete set of this, but I am excited to read it, so that's good. And then Persuasion by Moretta Boone. I do have book 2, but I don't know, I mean, I do have book 1 on my Kindle. I just have no idea when I'm going to get around to reading this, so alas, that's why it's going to be donated. And when I do get to book 2, if I want to get it, I can always get it from my library. Dreamless by Josephine Angelini. I just read book 1 and just bought book 2 to read it, and then I just never got around to it, so. I do want to read her Trial by Fire series, and hopefully I'll read that in a more timely fashion. I heard my dad come in the door, and I wanted to not have you hear him making all that noise and ruckus. So, another Leanna Andrews book, Magic Strikes. And then this is a Brandon Sanderson, Words of Radius, book 2 of the Stormlight Archive. I think I got this for free, and these books are so big. Maybe one day as an audiobook, maybe. Or a Kindle choice, that would be fun. And then the last couple is a partial arc of Stephanie Perkins' There's Someone Inside Your House. The Red Queen by Philippa Gregory, which is another historical fiction, and it's Everyone Hanging Out with Almy and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. I will definitely be reading this, but I'll probably get the audiobook because she reads it herself. Alright guys, hopefully this is the last book haul I will do, unhaul I'll do for like a while, but I still am in the middle of parsing down my collection. I'm super excited for BookCon and Book Expo at the end of this month, and I just want to make it manageable to read all these books in a timely fashion. So, hope you guys like this unhaul, and I'll talk to you guys soon for another video. Bye!